Sometimes, interviews don't go as planned. A tough question, a bad mood, or just plain drama. And suddenly, the celebrity gets up and leaves without any explanation. Today, we're looking back at 20 of the most awkward and unforgettable celebrity walkouts. From quiet exits to full-blown meltdowns, these moments had everyone talking. Get ready, because things are about to get seriously uncomfortable. Robert Downey Jr.
Of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions. That's all.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Are you? I'm sorry.
Robert walked in, ready to promote a Marvel movie, talk explosions, and superheroes. But British journalist Christian Guru Murthy had other plans. The conversation flipped fast, from Iron Man to childhood trauma and politics. Robert stayed chill at first, trying to steer things back to the movie. But when the questions got more personal, he flashed a polite smirk, stood up, and dipped out like a pro. Smooth exit, no drama, just class. It was one of the coolest "I'm out" moments ever caught on camera, and honestly, no one blamed him for dodging the emotional ambush. Rita Ora.
It's not about what time of day it is or anything like that, it's just how people feel. Music is about a feeling, not what's a trend. Well, with all the new music coming out and the stuff that I'm involved in with Iggy and the soundtracks of some movies, it's just about honesty. It's like my moment of truth, you know? It's my love of pop mixed with my love of soul and people that I've loved working with growing up, so it's a great surprise.
Your body's frozen and you lost your soul, 'cause I've been sick.
Rita was deep into a standard promo chat, talking fashion, fun, and freedom when the vibe took a turn. The interviewer brought up her ex, Calvin Harris, and how he blocked her music from being released. Without saying a word or causing a scene, Rita just gave a tight smile and stood up. Interview over. No mic drop, no sass, just pure energy shift and graceful exit. It was one of those blink and you miss it moments, but it made headlines fast. A true masterclass in walking away without saying anything at all. Paris Hilton.
Do you ever worry about your moment having passed? You want to wrap up?
When I was curious about one thing going back to...
What followed was a long
Paris was doing a pretty regular interview with ABC News when the reporter decided to bring up the Kardashians and whether Kim had now taken her spotlight. Paris wasn't feeling it. Her replies became cold and short, and it was obvious the mood had shifted. When the interviewer asked if she wanted to wrap it up, she didn't even answer, she just got up and walked away. No fuss, no speech, just a quiet but powerful exit. It was a quick reminder that Paris doesn't do second place and definitely doesn't entertain shady comparisons. LeBron James.
No, I don't know his state of mind.
Did you know if he knew the score? Thank you.
After Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, LeBron was already fuming because J.R. Smith had made a major mistake that may have cost them the game. During the post-game interview, a reporter wouldn't stop grilling him about what Smith was thinking. LeBron answered again and again, clearly annoyed. Then, with 0 words left to say, he stood up, grabbed his man purse, put on his sunglasses, and walked out like he just dropped the mic. It was peak LeBron energy, cool, fed up, and fully done with the nonsense. Justin Bieber.
Now we got you here, and we got friends of us. They are the biggest YouTubers in Europe. They got like hundreds of millions of followers.
Se los vamos a presentar.
Vamos a presentárselos. Okay.
Hundreds of millions.
Okay. Yeah.
Come with us. Come with us.
And they are YouTubers.
Vamos aquí.
Come with us.
Here.
Yeah.
Bieber was stuck in a painfully slow Spanish radio interview. Every question had to be translated. The hosts were chaotic, and it all felt messy. They kept interrupting each other, asked random personal questions, and even got lyrics wrong when singing his songs. 8 minutes in, they asked him to do a goofy skit with some YouTubers, clapping, dancing, pretending to break the internet. That was his breaking point. Without saying a word, he stood up and left. Just like that. The hosts kept talking like he was still there, totally clueless. It was awkward, weird, and hilarious all at once. Bieber didn't storm out, he ghosted in real life. Donald Trump.
Ask me. Why not? Because I have my own opinions, you can have your own opinions.
But I want to know your opinions. You're the President of the United States.
It's enough. Thank you. Thank you very much.
In a 2017 CBS interview, everything was fine until the topic of Obama and wiretapping came up. Trump wasn't having it. He answered briefly, then suddenly called the whole thing off. No yelling, no argument, he just shut it down with a wave and said the interview was done. It was vintage Trump with quick temper, total control, and an exit on his own terms. The moment went viral, and whether people loved it or hated it, they couldn't stop talking about how fast it all ended. The reporter looked stunned, barely getting a word in before Trump was already walking out. Joan Rivers.
I work for animal rights. Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
Are we serious? Oh boy, yeah, she was serious, and I thought she was joking the whole time. But in the end, we wondered, was this a stunt? Well,
Joan was on CNN, and it started off with her usual sass and confidence. But the interviewer kept pushing, asking about her harsh critiques and wearing fur. Joan was clearly irritated. She defended herself, but the questions just kept getting under her skin. Eventually, she called the interview negative and stood up. Still mic'd up, she stormed off, and what she said off camera made it even more iconic. No apologies, no filters. Classic Joan. She didn't just leave, she made sure everyone knew why. Christine O'Donnell.
A little late for that, not to be, you know, yeah, not to endure a rude talk show host, but to talk to you about my book and to talk about the issues that I address in my book. Have you read the book?
Yes, but these issues are in your book. That's my point. You do talk about them.
Okay.
Christine was on Piers Morgan's show, and things got weird when he pressed her on gay marriage. She tried to dodge the question, saying she wasn't running for office anymore. But Piers kept pushing. She looked more and more uncomfortable, then suddenly declared she was done. She reminded him she'd skipped another interview for this one, then walked off. It ended in silence and confusion. No goodbye, no drama, just an awkward, tense exit that became one of the most cringy television moments of the year. Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar.
Why is it in a apartment with 70 families died? What are you killed us on 9/11. Oh my God! That is. Muslims didn't kill us on 9/11. Is that what you're saying?
Excuse me, extremists.
What religion were they in?
What religion was Mr. McVeigh? Mr. McVeigh was an extremist as well, and he killed people.
70% of the country.
I don't want to sit here. I don't want to sit here. I don't. I'm outraged.
You're outraged about Muslims killed us on 9/11.
This one went down live on The View. Bill O'Reilly was the guest, and everything was smooth. Until 9/11s and mosque politics came up. When O'Reilly dropped a controversial take about Muslims, Whoopi and Joy didn't argue. They just stood up and left the set without a word. The cameras kept rolling as the audience gasped. It was bold, dramatic, and left everyone stunned. O'Reilly later apologized, and the hosts returned, but the walk-off became legendary. Shia LaBeouf.
Thank you very much.
Shia was promoting Nymphomaniac at a Berlin film fest when things went off the rails. He was asked about the movie's explicit content, and instead of replying, he got up and walked out. No warning, no answer, just a confusing quote about sardines and the sea. Hours later, he appeared on the red carpet, wearing a paper bag that read, "I am not famous anymore." It was all part of a string of bizarre moments that left people wondering if it was art or just a breakdown. Either way, It was unforgettable. Jesse Ventura.
I'm a coward. I have no right. We got it. Stop.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did through implication. We all speak this. We have the commonality of language. So you can't say, did I say that, when you say something. To me. You did it to me. You said I don't believe in the Constitution.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jess.
Governor.
You always just sulk and walk away. Why?
No,
you
I'm
put
done.
words in my
Hey,
mouth.
there's a fucking guy here telling me I got a schedule, asshole.
You're using dirty language, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Bye, tough guy.
Bye, tough guy.
And thanks for your service to our country.
You're welcome. Thanks for touching me with your fucking stupid riff-raff fucking Rocky Horror hairdo. You're bigger than me and stronger than me. So
Jesse Ventura showed up for an interview on the Opie and Anthony show, but things got heated fast. What started as banter turned into a full-on argument between him and comedian Jim Norton. The topic was war, politics, and patriotism. It got way too personal, and tempers flared. Ventura, who isn't one to back down, stood up mid-interview and peaced out. It wasn't dramatic, just tense and final. He left the studio while the hosts kept talking, trying to cool down the moment. Classic Jesse walked out without flinching, just after dropping some strong words. Shannon Tweed.
Median.
Here, exact on. It suits you.
Thanks for the question.
I'm sorry. You're blaming it on me? Don't put this on me.
Shannon Tweed and Gene Simmons were promoting their reality show on Joy Behar's program when things got a little too real. A joke about Gene's long history with women was brought up again, and Shannon wasn't amused. She had heard it one too many times. The light mood vanished, and she got up and walked right off the set. Gene stayed behind, looking awkward while trying to salvage the vibe. The interview dragged on, but lost its energy. They later came back to clear the air and talk about their wedding, but the walkout was the real headline. Frank Rizzo.
Support from city nightclub owners who were heavily involved in drug traffic and prostitution.
Mr. Wagner, let me say this to you. I want to be professional, and I came for an interview, but I don't think that this has been an interview. I think you've been completely unfair in your line of questioning, and I'm not going to subject myself.
In 1972, Philly Mayor Frank Rizzo joined Lou Gordon for a television chat. But when Gordon pressed him about alleged ties to shady nightclub owners, things turned sour. Rizzo didn't appreciate the implication and wasn't about to sit there quietly. He unhooked his mic, stood up, and left. No shouting, no dramatic pause, just a swift exit and a clear message. The host tried to move on, but it was already awkward. Rizzo made it known that if he didn't like the direction, he'd walk, and he did. Rachel Dolezal.
Her parents, are they white?
Rachel Dolezal sat down with KXLY's Jeff Humphrey in 2015, right when people were starting to question her racial identity. The interview started calmly, but once the direct question about her race came up, it got tense. She didn't give a clear answer, and things felt awkward fast. When it became obvious she didn't want to go there, she got up and left the frame. No shouting, no drama, just a quiet exit that left more questions than answers. The fallout afterwards was huge. And that one walkout made headlines across the country. The Bee Gees.
In fact, I might just leave.
Yeah. Oh, I've never had anyone walk out before, but...
well, we are.
Toss-up, pal.
So anyway...
Night, everybody.
Yeah.
This is a setup.
Oh, well, I guess I better join them.
Well, you can stay and just...
Well, I'd love to, but I don't do impressions.
Yeah.
The Bee Gees were being interviewed by Clive Anderson in 1996 on live television. At first, it was playful banter, but Anderson took one joke too far by forgetting a Bee Gees song and poking fun at their past. Barry Gibb didn't laugh. Instead, he stood up mid-interview and walked out. His brothers followed him, leaving the host alone on stage, looking completely lost. It was one of those slow burn, awkward moments that suddenly flipped. The crowd didn't know what to do. It wasn't loud, but it was loud enough to echo across tabloids the next day. Naomi Campbell.
In this very important case.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Naomi Campbell was doing a sit-down with ABC News in 2010, ready to talk about fashion and modeling. But then, the reporter brought up a diamond, allegedly gifted to her by former Liberian President Charles Taylor. She didn't want to talk about it at all. After one firm response, and the reporter still pushing, she got up and left. Not just walking, she knocked over a camera on her way out. The crew looked stunned, and the clip went viral. It was clear she came for fashion questions, not political drama, and she wasn't about to stick around. Sarah Ferguson.
5 minutes.
I'm sorry?
No, nothing. I'm just going to take 5 minutes.
Duchess Sarah Ferguson was in the middle of a sit-down with Michael Usher when the topic of her infamous money for access scandal came up. The mood shifted quickly. She answered a few questions, but got visibly frustrated, asking to cut a part of the interview. It was tense, not explosive. Instead of walking off, she paused, signaled to her team, and took a break. She didn't storm off, but the interruption was enough to show she wasn't comfortable. It was a soft walkout, just with the volume turned way down. Julian Assange.
What I'm asking is if you feel there's a topic with you.
Okay, sorry.
I'm happy to go on to that route. In what sense? I have to ask that question. I have to ask that question.
Julian Assange sat for an interview to talk about WikiLeaks, but it veered off course fast. The questions started creeping into his personal life and legal troubles. Assange wasn't having it. He asked the interviewer to stick to the topic, even gave a few warnings. But when the questions didn't change, he followed through, stood up, and walked out. It wasn't dramatic, just controlled and deliberate. He didn't raise his voice or cause a scene. He simply ended the interview the moment it went off his terms. Very on brand for a guy surrounded by secrecy. Jordan Belfort.
Is that an attempt to hide your income?
Next question.
I think the peanut gallery is going to start chiming really quickly. We've been audited.
I think you can air what you want here out of this interview. It's done. Don't mind.
Jordan Belfort, the real-life Wolf of Wall Street, agreed to an interview with 60 Minutes Australia. But things turned sideways when reporter Liz Hayes dug into his financial history. She brought up victim restitution and offshore money. Belfort, clearly annoyed, asked to move on. When she didn't, someone off-camera called it off. He didn't just walk out, he kept ranting while the cameras were still rolling, accusing Hayes of being disrespectful. The interview ended in a blur of tension and unfinished thoughts. It wasn't just awkward. It felt like the start of a fight that never happened. Kid Cudi.
So neat, like there he is right there playing. I think it's really cool that there he is playing drums.
That's him. That's my uncle.
You're loving the Cleveland. What do you remember about old school Cleveland stuff? Do you remember any of the old school Cleveland stuff?
Right out. Sorry, fam.
Oh, okay. Can I? Well, no, Kid Cudi, doot doo lutu. Can I at least say goodbye? Doot doo lutu. Can you say bye bye?
Come on, man. Chill out, man.
Please. Do I?
Kid Cudi sat down with Nardwuar, the quirky Canadian interviewer known for pulling deep facts out of nowhere. At first, things were chill, but then Nardwuar brought up Cudi's late uncle and old records tied to him. The vibe changed. Cudi didn't lash out or even say a word. He just stood up and walked away. Nardwuar, still trying to keep it together, followed him down the hall, but Cudi was done. The moment was quiet, but heavy. It wasn't a dramatic meltdown, just a clean exit that left everyone watching wondering what just happened. Some interviews go off the rails fast, and these stars weren't sticking around to fix them. Which walkout shocked you the most? Comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video.